Alright, my previous two videos I showed how to create a window and then how to customize a window, but now I want to make a menu bar on my window. And what kind of program doesn't give you the option to do file open, file exit, file save, or maybe to have a help option in the menu? And so the code you see before you is the code I've created in my previous two videos on Java GUI or Swing. You could watch those if you are unclear on what these are doing, but now what I want to do is I want to get ready to create a menu bar. So just to clarify what I'm talking about, I'm going to run my code right now, and here's what I have. But what I want is I want a menu bar to show up here where, I can go file open, file exit, I can go, edit, and I have, copy, or I have about my program, or I have a help option, and everything's got menus up here. So what I want to do is I want to create that menu bar. Now this video is just going to talk about how to create it. It's not going to make it active live and do all these interactions and allow you to save, because now we're just digging deep. My approach is always just to teach the basics so you can learn the simple things and to go and baby step through things. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to create the menu bar. Okay, I want to create the menu bar. So again, I'm creating an object. It's a menu bar object. Now, here's my logic. I want to create a menu bar. That's not the correct word, and all I have to do is know to put a J before it, because it's called a JMenuBar. So I want to create a JMenuBar object, and I'm going to name it. I'll just call it menu bar. That's going to be the variable for it, I guess. And I need the word new, JMenuBar. JMenuBar. And there we go. I have just built the menu bar. Now, if I run my program, it's not going to show up. For the same reason that my super window, right, with this first line of code here, the window doesn't show up. The window doesn't show up really until I tell it to show up, and that's why I had used this in a previous video. Tell the window to show up or set the visible to true. So what I want to do is I want to tell it to show up. Now to do that, what I need to do is I actually need to talk to my window. I need to go back and talk to my window. My window is called super window in this program. And a super window dot, remember, super window, come on over here and tell you something to do. And I want it to not set its size. I don't want it to set default operation. What I want it to do is I want to set its menu bar. I want to set the JMenuBar. Alright, so I want to set the JMenuBar. And what I want to do, the parameter, and it popped up for me automatically, but I'd like to teach here, in the parentheses, I would like to set it to my menu bar, and my menu bar you can see is called menu bar right here. Okay, so I'm going to set it to menu bar. Alright. And now, when I run this, I'll go Shift F6 and I'm going to run mine. And it's really hard to tell right now, but I've got a little tiny line show up here. Well, that's because nothing is actually in the menu bar. Okay, that's great. Well, I have a menu bar, but nothing in it. How boring. Okay, well, now I need to build the menu bar. So what I like to do is I like to I'm going to comment here. I'm going to have kind of one set of code that here that's going to kind of create the items that you see in the menu bar. Okay, so it's going to kind of create items. Let's see. I'm going to actually put create the bar and items in the menu bar. Okay, I'm going to say it like that. And then this other section here is going to actually like build or assemble the menu bar, like put everything together and like build it. Right, so I'm gonna have, that's really what I have, or make it visible. So I'm gonna like here make all the things that are gonna show up in the bar, and then over down here I'm gonna actually make them all assemble and appear. Right, so that's what I'm gonna do here. So right now my menu bar is created. Now what I need to do though is I actually need to create items that show up in the menu bar. And so I'm just going to go with two very simple items. I'm going to go with an item that's called, well, I'll go file. Every program's got that file option in the menu. So what they're called is, it's called JMenu. Alright, now so JMenu is all of the objects that show up in your menu bar. So JMenu, and I'll call this menu item 1. I'll just keep track of it that way. And I need to go equals new, because I'm creating a new object that's going to go in my menu. New JMenu. And now what I need to do is I just need to tell it what to show up. So right now it's going to create something, but there's nothing there. And so I am going to call this file, because remember, that's what I would like to show up in my menu bar. I'd like to see the word file show up in my menu bar, which is great. Now, I have created this text file, and I've put it into an object. So here, I've taken this text file, and I've used it as a parameter to pass it to this object called menu item that I just built. What I want is I want this menu item to show up in my menu that I created. So I need to come down here where I'm building it all, and this time I need to talk to my menu. So I need to tell my menu to show me the thing I just built. So what I need is I should have rephrased that. I need to talk to my menu bar. Okay, I need to call my menu bar over here. Hey, menu bar, come on over here. I need you to do something. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to add something to your bar. And what I want you to add, what I want you to add is I want you to add menu item 1 that I just created. Okay, so you gotta kind of walk through this a little bit. Alright, so first object right here, I am going to create a menu bar. Boom, that's the whole bar that shows up at the top of the screen. Alright, and then I'm going to create the word file. I'm going to create an object for that bar, and I'm going to create the file object for that bar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to tell those items to kind of assemble. So I tell my window to make the bar show up. And I make sure that I tell the bar to add that file to it. And so now when I run this, you can see in my window that I have this file option now that shows up here. Now nothing happens when I click on it because I haven't ever told it to do anything, but at least you can see now I have my menu bar, that's this bar across here, that showed up, and I've dumped the file item into here. So now what I want to do is I'll create another item called help. I'm going to have a help option in my menu. So what I want to do is I'm going to have to create another item here, so another JMenu item, and I'll call it menu item 2 equals new JMenu. And this time it's my help. This is my help. It'll be a help drop-down menu eventually. And I need that to show up. So what I need this object to show up in my menu bar again. So I need to come down here to build it. I need to tell my menu bar to add it to the menu bar. And that's adding menu item 2. So I'm beginning to build this pretty quickly, because now when I run this, you can see that I have now added that. So I have file as an option, I have help as an option. So I have them both as options here. So as you have in many programs, for example, I'm using NetBeans. Well, NetBeans has a file drop-down menu, it has edit, it has view, navigate, source, refactor, it has tons of things. Well, I'm just going to stick to 2 right now because this is going to get pretty busy if I add on 10 or 12 drop-down menus. But there you have it. You have your little menu bar ready to go. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to add in here file open and file exit, because when I click file, nothing drops down. There's no options. It's a virtually useless menu bar. So I want some things to drop down there when I do this. So I need to build those things, and remember, or I should say, I need to create them, and then I need to dump them into the menu. So I'm going to create them here, where I've kind of separated this section for creation. And this time you have to remember that I'm not creating a bar, and I'm not creating a menu item. A menu item are the things that show up in the menu. What I just said that wrong, but I'm not creating a bar, and I'm not creating the menu. What I'm creating is an item that shows up in the drop-down. That is called a JMenu item. A JMenu item. Okay, a JMenu item. And I'm going to call this, actually I'll call it exactly what it's named, I think. Just hopefully that'll make it more clear. So open equals new JMenu item. And of course in the text is going to be what's going to appear. So I'm going to, in all caps, put open. Alright, I'm also going to have one called exit, so I'll create two at once here. You should be able to handle that. This will be called exit equals new JMenu item, and when it appears on the screen, I want it to appear like this right here, exit, all caps. Alright, so I've created those items. Now what I need to do is I need to take these items and I need to make them appear. I need to build them into the menu. Now the question is, where do they go? That's the big question. Okay, so they do not go in the window, so I don't want to talk to the window. They actually don't go in the menu bar. I don't want to talk to the menu bar. They actually need to go into the menu. They need to go into the menu item. So I'm going to go talk to menu item 1 dot, and I'm going to tell it to add something to it. I want it to add the variable or the object that I called open. Okay, and then menu item 1, I need to talk to it again. Menu item 1. Okay, remember what menu item 1 is? It's the file the file name, the file text I put in there. And I need you to add the exit object that I created. Okay, that's great. So now I've built these, and when I run my program and I pull my window over here, you can see that I have, when I hit file, now you have your open and your exit. Okay, now they don't do anything, and nor should they do anything, because I haven't programmed them to do anything. But at least I now have a file menu. A file and help. Help doesn't have anything dropped down yet, remember, because I haven't created anything to drop down there. Alright, well there you have it. There's a basic directions, a basic video on how to create a file or a menu bar. How to create your menu bar. So experiment a little and set up some drop downs. There's no action yet, but you could just set up and play with it. Congratulations, you have a menu bar.